Alright, so this is game 8. I'm currently up 4-3. So there's at most 2 games left. It's been a really fun series so far. Alright, so Ambassador is always one of the first cards I'll look at and see if it is on the board. It is. On the other hand, this is a constructed and curated board, so I don't want to just assume that Ambassador will be a super strong card, as clearly they would not just let it function that way. So think about what potential counters there are here, what can sort of work against it. It does seem to me like it's probably the move is to at least open Ambassador, probably Caravan. Consider a double Ambassador opening, but so loan is a way to clear out some of those coppers. And Crossroads definitely could compensate a bit for getting extra estates in your hand if you were to lose the Ambassador War a little bit, so I want to consider that a little bit, but I really think the way to go here is just open Ambassador and start to clean out the deck a bit. Grand Market is clearly important. Ambassadors are really useful to get engines going. They're not so great for just pure big money strategies. So one thing to certainly consider is just how do I get myself in a situation of getting myself to Grand Markets relatively quickly. So it might be Ambassador, Caravan, Merchant Ship if I can get to 5, and that'll give me some non-copper based money. Bureaucrat is something I'm considering here. It has the advantage of if I get it all ahead in the Ambassador race and there are more likely to be green cards in his deck, then I can really ruin his hands even a little bit more. The problem is that I certainly don't want to be in a circumstance of playing the Bureaucrat a lot early because it'll clog my deck up a little bit with silver, and I really want to get ahead in the Ambassador War if possible. So I think I'm going to go for Caravan here. I like Caravan with Ambassador. It gives me larger hands, so it's more likely to be able to get rid of 2 cards and potentially still be able to purchase something useful. We'll see if he follows along. If he gets a second Ambassador, then that certainly means I need to buy a second Ambassador my next time through. But alright, so he does get a second Ambassador, so it certainly would be a priority for me to match that. For sure going to get rid of 2 estates here. So with 2 to spend, I need to think a little bit about what I want to do. The Crossroads has some advantages. It is plus actions in a game where it will be somewhat useful to have those actions. If I want to play multiple ambassadors, Secret Chamber is somewhat interesting in that if there's going to be a lot of ambassador playing the game, it'll allow me to slightly rearrange my deck a little bit, especially if I'm going to be playing caravans. Then I can sort of even more closely arrange what my hands will look like. Secret Chamber is not the actual function of the card, though. I don't anticipate. Well, it does have some use if I want to get to Grand Markets. If I can ever have a circumstance where I play a caravan or 2 and get a decent sized enough hand, I could just discard the whole thing with Secret Chamber and get non-copper based. So I think that's the way to go. I'm a little anxious about this, as I often find Secret Chamber is a really poor investment, but we'll see how it goes. So I have 4 to spend here. I think given what I was just saying, then I really want to think about getting another caravan and trying to get myself to the place where I can buy a Grand Market. Having cantrips that give you money in Ambassador games is really, really big. So that's definitely a high priority for me here. I don't like the fact that he has 2 ambassadors and I only have 1. That's a recipe for getting bad relatively quick. So I played a caravan last turn, so whatever card I put on top, I'll be able to will come right into my hand, and then this other caravan that'll play will draw the rest of it. So it doesn't really matter what I put back, as it'll look the same regardless. So I can play the Secret Chamber, get myself up to 5, and that would let me get a merchant ship. I'm really wary of falling behind in the Ambassador War, though, so really gotta consider. My next hand, I'm very, very likely to send 2 coppers back. I'll have another estate in it. There's 5 cards left. So whatever... Yeah, so my next hand will be... three coppers, an estate, and an ambassador, and then whatever I draw with the caravan. I'm tempted to just get another caravan here and really strive for bolstering the draw capacity of my deck, especially since that means that I'll be much more likely to send 2 back when I do play my ambassador. I haven't really played ambassador games where I've used this as a potential counter strategy, so I'm not really sure how well that will work. I do want the merchant ship, and I still do want to buy myself a second ambassador, so I'm somewhat puzzled about where I want to go with this. Alright, so he's got all of the estates out of his deck. I have 3 in mine. That is very unfortunate. I think the move I gotta do here is send 2 coppers back and get a crossroads. In part just because I anticipate being much more likely to have estates going on in my deck than he will in his. But that potential extra draw capacity could again be really good if what I'm really striving for here is to get myself up to the grand market. So I think that's the way to go. Alright, so whatever I put on top I'll draw into my hand, and then whatever's left will wait for my next turn. I think the move here is to get my second ambassador now, leave my secret chamber for the next hand where I might be able to get some good purchasing going on. So I'm really falling behind in this ambassador race here, which is no good at all. I'm going to be able to play both those caravans, and then I'll draw these cards and 1 more. Again, I'm stuck at 5, which is quite annoying. I'm going to consider here, well, I have plus actions from my crossroads. I think the move is to get the merchant ship at this point, and then hope to be able to play a double ambassador hand pretty soon. Right here, for example. Okay, so he's already got a gold. I think I have 8 coppers. I think that might be right. If that were the case, that would mean he's got. Okay, so I definitely want to get rid of the estate. Well, maybe not though. If I'm relying on crossroads and I don't really want coppers in my hand at all because I'm really trying to get to grand markets, I think I should just get rid of 4 coppers. I think that, yeah, okay. I think that's the move here. It really helps to compensate for the amount of coppers that I've taken up to this point. So alright, my next hand I think, pretty likely to finally be able to grab myself Grand Market, so then I want to think a little bit about what sort of deck do I want to be able to construct after that. I think caravans are still the way to go here. I don't need more actions than the crossroads can give me at this point, and the more that I can increase my hand size, the more that I can take advantage of double ambassador turns. So I've got a crossroads, play the merchant ship. I can again think about getting rid of all those copper from my hand. I wasn't able, because I didn't draw the secret chamber, I'm not able to get the grand market at this point, but given that I'm relying on crossroads for the plus actions, the estates are actually a lot less damaging than they would otherwise be, so I think the move is again to totally clear out copper. And then, do I purchase another crossroads? It won't give me additional actions, and caravans are the basis for increasing my hand size at this point, so I really think I just don't want it. Alright, so he's able to get grand market here. If I play the secret chamber, I can discard and also get myself a grand market. That does prevent me from using the ambassador to get rid of anything, but I think that's okay because I'm going to have a big hand next turn. So caravan, grand market, crossroads, there's my whole deck. Okay, so I've got 4 to spend, the merchant ship and the 2 from the grand market, so then I'm going to definitely need to play the secret chamber. So that's 2 of my 3 actions. I'm only going to play ambassador once, and I think the way to do it is to get rid of those copper, because the states actually provide value in my hand. Copper provides no value. So secret chamber away, the estates, and an ambassador. Ambassador, the copper away. So at this point I've got no copper in my hand. I have those 3 estates, and I have my action cards. Definitely another grand market. I want to increase my buying power and get a platinum next turn if possible. And again, I don't think this second purchase really does much for me, so... Alright, so he's kind of following in my lead here. Now he's going after caravans. Play the crossroads for the actions, although I don't need them. Oh, that was a mistake. I should have played the secret chamber on the 2 ambassadors, and then used the crossroads to draw them back into my hand. That would have given me more buying power. That's unfortunate. Oh well. I think I just want to give him those estates. The estates aren't really doing any damage to me at this point. So yeah, I think I want to buy a grand market here, and I think just give him some estates. I don't think these estates are really helping me that much though, so I'm not. It's one of the things about Crossroads is it looks like it helps you draw a lot, but all it does is replace cards that aren't doing anything in your hand. So maybe the lesson here to learn is that get rid of these estates for now. Worst case scenario, I'll just get some back in my hand. I don't need the extra dollar I can get from the secret chamber. Get myself another grand market. I want to think a little bit about, since I'm basically going to be guaranteed to draw my whole deck every turn now, if I want to start trying to use my ambassadors to give him curses. I think that's the thing to do. So ambassador, give him a curse. Ambassador, give him a curse. Got 8 to spend. I think again the move is market. Maybe I should get, because I really want to prevent him from doing what I'm doing and tapping into all these caravans. So maybe that just means do that. Okay, so my crossroads allow me to draw, but I don't have any plus actions. Okay, never mind. Ambassador of the Curse. Looks like he's conceding. All right.